unless Michael and you agree to go with John.
Yeah, I just think, again, you're exposed, you only have one shot if there is a problem with the board. I don't expect that the town administrator would have to. I'm hoping that the board at 4 would work collaboratively together and be able to vote. We have clearly seen that there is some division within the department, and to go with a 4-member board, if it does not work out, then it would be a poor reflection. Then we, as a Board of Selectmen, set up the Board of Engineers to feel. So I think that is not, I would have to reconsider a 4-man board.
Procedurally, I just want to mention, you need to vote the Board of Fire Engineers by the end of April. They have to be in place by May 1st. There is a possibility that you could, that 5th person could be voted before the 1st of May.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's practical.
Yeah, well, I'm just, just mentioning that I don't want this to go without you knowing that that is an option.
Right.
My side, I think we've had excellent discussion here. I think actually the strong chief, there is problems, okay, the way it was brought up, but one thing it did do, it started conversation, okay? And I think now we realize that there's a divide. I think these guys are obviously aware of it. I couldn't support 4. I could support 5, but I don't feel comfortable putting John on there.
Who would you put?
That's why basically what I think we should do is appoint the 3-member board this evening. Okay? Which means we have to say no to one of you guys. Okay? And you guys, you know, in my eyes, any one of you could do it. But that's where I there's an issue. Okay? We now recognize it. Appoint the board, and if it's not worked out, then make some big changes. But we're talking about making, you know, a huge change to, you know, we say, well, there's not a problem, so let's not change the strong chief. Well, why are we going to see a big problem now and change the board around?
Because you would add another name and voice, I would say voice and opinion, to help address those problems. And so the folks at home, the Board of Selectmen have the authority to appoint up to 12 members. So it's been operating with 3. I don't see it being a big change. I think it'd be something that would force a healthier department and a more healthy discussion among the Board of Engineers to make decisions and to bring things forward that are well prepared and are right for the town. I mean, I've sat here for 3 years, and quite frankly, several proposals from the Board of Engineers have been pretty, you know, and again, you guys might take it as bashing, but it just, they haven't been that great. You know, you guys should have known that we ask a lot of questions. We ask for backup. We ask for these things. We do it to everyone. And you know, for instance, like the possibly going to Dunstable and have a regional system with Dunstable. The 11th hour, you come in and.
But Mr. Chairman,
I'm just giving an example.
Okay, but you're addressing them, and I think this is a discussion for the board.
I see the need for additional members. Okay, you don't have to have all 3 people there to do a vote. I understand that, but I don't feel comfortable with 4 because you risk gridlock for a year if it doesn't work.
I think there's really going to be gridlock.
Could be.
You risk it.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared to, you know, this is the first, I quite honestly, I had thought about it a little some when I was reviewing this, but I hadn't given a lot of thought to, if we appointed 5, who the 5th member would be. I'll have to be quite honest with you. So, you know, we have a fire department that functions very well. These guys do a great job. We've made great strides in training. You know, there is a division. I think we need to task these guys with taking that head on.
I think, but if you look at the division and you look at the folks that represent them, and I'm sure you got a lot of phone calls, and kind of figured out who represents which elements of the fire department. you, either way with the three, you're gonna change the dynamic of the board and the representation, and if you will, the majority vote on the board. So, that is something to be considered. And I think that, the chart, I do not agree with this model. This is another example of why this model is flawed, folks. We should have one person that's in charge, that can be held responsible, and your Board of Selectmen then has a performance criteria to say, are you meeting the job requirements or not, every 3 years. Like we had an evaluation the other day of the town administrator. But that's another point. We're not there today. So, Patrick, I just, going with the 4-member board, you only have one shot. And if it's a mistake, it's gridlock, and it's gridlock for a year. So it's either we go with a 3 or a 5.
We don't have a fifth.
Well,
We
I
don't have a
propose
fifth.
to,
Unless
John
we
Moak
get-
is
unless we
not,
get
John Moak,
postponed this.
the fifth person is, it's a fail-safe. It's let them work together, and they know that if they don't work together, then someone's gonna come in and and decide. If I were the board, I would say, I don't want that dynamic. I want to show that we're working together as a unit and to make their own decisions. I know they wanna do that. It protects, but for whatever reason, if something goes awry, something goes wrong, then there's a fifth person who can come in and then be the tiebreaker. My expectation is that you're not gonna need the fifth person, but it's there because you only have, this is the only time that we have to do this, so.
John, you-
I just want to say one thing. If I was considered for that position, I'd want to make sure that I was there, not just for a tiebreaker. That would not be a position I'd be in. But, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that's not the way, whoever is that fifth position, if you go that way, it can't be that. They have to be somebody who can add something to the Board of Engineers. And be it financial, be it management, be whatever it is, they need to be able to add that to the board.
I don't think you can see him, but Captain,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
If we open this up, I open it up to one,
Guys.
I'm gonna
We got a
I
public
open it to
hearing.
everyone.
We're a half an hour behind here.
This is a big deal.
It's not life, it's a fire department. So it's 3 or 5, you guys are against 4.
That's correct.
If you want
That's it.
5, a separate one, you can advertise and still do it before May 1st. If there is that choice.
We have the logistics around that, though, meeting again, which is difficult.
When's tough?
After the election.
All right, so Michael, you're 3 or 5? No, 4, you're against 4. Joe, 3 or 5? Okay, let's go 3. All right, any, let's entertain nominations.
Well, hold on now. So,
Why are we holding on?
okay, well, because there's
No.
3 or 5, so there was another option proposed on going with you don't want to go with the 5 because of John Moak, or you don't want to go with the 5
If we're
because you're
going to,
against with the
if
5?
we're going to 5, then we're not making any appointment tonight, and we're gonna give 3 or 4 we're gonna give 3 or 4 days for someone else to submit, and we're gonna open it up so we can get, because it's not fair just to say, have someone raise their hand and say, I'm gonna do it, because there might be 5 people or 6 people who wanna do it.
So-
And I truly think that John, it's unfair to John to throw him into that. I mean, we ask a lot of him, and I'm not gonna put my town administrator in a position to go to another set of meetings on something that I think the folks here, they can govern themselves. John, I mean, we've identified a problem, I wanna give them the chance to solve it and to manage themselves. I don't think John is the right
He's not
person.
managing them.
I'm not saying, I'm saying manage. He would be part of the management structure. He'd be part of the board. And he has just as much, his vote would be just as, it would be equal to the other 4. And so, and John doesn't know all the details of the operations of the department. I mean, I want someone in there who's qualified. We asked about I asked about, do these guys have respect? I'm sure a lot of these guys know John. They don't know him that well. They know him as the town administrator. And
I
I'd
see it
want-
more as an administrative function, not to get into the operational workings of the department. A lot of this is administrative at the board level. It's leadership in terms of working together, which appears to be a problem. So if we were to do this after the election?
You can do it by May, it has to, the appointments have to be made by May 1st.